Namaste. This is Astik, an English language teacher and teacher educator. Dear friend, today I am back to you again with one short video. It's all about business communication, especially a topic methods of communication. I have taken this topic from BBS second year business communication, the course prescribing to you. This can be the topic can be applicable or useful for any viewers or listeners who have the interest in communication sort of topic. Or if you are the students of communication related field that can be of interest or that can be interesting for you. So please get tuned to me. And before we go ahead, again the same request goes to you. Subscribe to our channel Learn with Ease Nilta Janakpur. Please do us a favor. Well, dear friend, uh, in this video, I'm going to talk about methods of communication. Topic is very simple, you understand that as we have already learned in my previous video, I have talked communication, defined communication as an exchange, process of exchange, listening, speaking, or giving and taking the message orally, verbally, or through any medium or medias. That's all. Here in this topic, in this my presentation, I'll talk about how the methods, what methods can be used for the communication, how communication takes place. Is it one way? Is it two way? Or is it certain way? So we'll talk about here. I'll discuss about different methods of communication. There can be. My point is that there can be lots and lots of methods. There can be different ways of exchanging the message, different media of conveying the message, different channel through we communicate, we convey, we take and give. So there happens lots and lots. It's not confined and not constrained to particular methods, particular way But for your convenience and as per the guidelines or as per the instruction or explanation given in the curriculum itself, we will concern to or will confine to three different methods of communication. Only three. The first one is verbal. Verbal communication. So let me explain what verbal communication is. Here, the verbal means word or verbal means language. If you understand in that way, that when you communicate using language itself, that's called verbal communication. Language means your word, clause, sentence, or whatsoever. So when we communicate by speaking or by writing using language, that's verbal communication. This verbal communication has two different aspects, or it is of two different types, we can say. One is oral or written. Verbal communication can be categorized into two different parts: oral communication, written communication. Oral means by speaking, written means by writing. And generally, we communicate by speaking, mostly by speaking, and sometimes by speaking, sometimes by writing too. So when we communicate by speaking, that's called oral communication. When we communicate by writing an email, writing letters, writing message, these all come under written communication. Yeah. But there's differences. There's differences between oral communication and written communication. The difference is that oral communication requires nothing. You speak it out. That's all. You speak to the people in front of you, or maybe you speak to the people using maybe any tool like mobile, microphone or whatsoever, even though your listeners are distant away. Written communication requires tools like pen, papers, pencil, eraser, whatsoever. These technical differences, right? Uh, Written communication in some cases is more complex in the sense that we as a writer must be sensible enough uh, about writing, that you should have technical or we should have technical skills, technical knowledge, technical information while writing. Typo sort of thing, like capital letter, small letter, spelling, we must be correct in spelling, syntactical knowledge, how to form a sentence, space, gap, punctuation. There are lots of things are there. When we communicate by speaking, we don't do anything. Whatever ideas we have in the mind, just we speak it out to the people you are talking. That's all. So this is the second difference. First, I said the difference. The oral skills. Orally way of communication do not require any tool. Just we speak it out. For written communication, we require tools like pen, paper, pens. That's the first thing. Second thing, we must have knowledge, some technical knowledge while writing, like grammatical skill, knowledge, grammatical knowledge, syntactical knowledge, typo sort of thing, like, punctuation, capitalization, space. There can be lots and lots. Yeah. But for oral communication, we don't need those things. That's the second difference. At the same time, oral communication is complex in one way that you must have, you must know, you must be sensible enough in maintaining your body language, your tempo, your pitch, your lots of things. Okay, your gestures while you're speaking. I mean, those all things matters a lot while you're speaking. In writing, nothing else. You write and that your writing will give the meaning. But when you speak, your speaking may not give meaning itself. It is constrained to, as I have already mentioned, your body language. How you look at the people. There are lots of things. There are lots of things. Okay, your pitch, intensity of the sound, uh, blah blah blah. That's the thought differences. Well, uh, well, communication in terms of durability is temporary. You speak it out, that's all. Once you speak, that's all. But written communication is permanent. It cannot perish. Oral communication is perishable, instantly perishable. You write and that's gone. Written communication remains forever and ever. Okay, so when we talk in the next video, the differences between oral communication and written communication, I'll discuss a lot about the differences about these two terms. Today, I'm just trying to give a light on what's the difference between oral communication and my focus is on the methods of communication. The first method that I have categorized, and as your curriculum also, your textbook also recommends, is the verbal communication. Thank you, Tom. The next, non-verbal communication. Non-verbal is just opposite of verbal communication. So you understand, when we communicate, when we talk, when we convey the message by using language, that's called verbal communication. But when we communicate without using language, that's non-verbal communication. Question can be, is that possible? Yes, you often do that. Let's say when somebody asks you, are you ready? You don't say yes, no. You just, blink your eyes, you twisted your face, you nod your head. You don't do anything. Just using any kind of clue, maybe clicking sound, clapping or anything. But no word, no sentence, no syntactic features. Language of syntactic or any features. That's called non-verbal communication. Without using language, so when the message is conveyed, that's called non-verbal communication. But this is limited. This is not unlimited. We use non-verbal communication only in certain contexts, but we use often. Time and again we keep using. It's required. It appears essential in most of the cases. So we keep using and we often use. Everyone uses it. It's necessary too, but this is limited. Verbal is unlimited. Okay, we can also classify non-verbal communication in different categories. Like, okay, these 5 kinds of non-verbal communication. There can be some more, but we have summarized This non-verbal communication, these five different category. For kinesics, proxemic, proxemics, paralanguage, haptic, and chromatic. Kinesics, uh, you must have word kinetic. It's a kind of movement, right? So when we communicate by moving, like as I'm teachers, I often experience in the class that we sometimes go near to the students when students have some problem, right? When he raises the hands, right? So raising a hand itself is a kind of communication. I understand that he has some issues. So I give my concentration over there. That's called kinetic. So when we communicate by moving, right? That's called kinetic communication. We don't speak, but we move. Let's say you are teachers. If you are teacher, students are making noise a bit far in the ground, in a playground. It's a break time, and you move to the playground. The students understand that they are doing something wrong, and they become alert. So that's a called kinetic. Kinetic mode of communication is called kinetic as a non-verbal communication. In business communication or in the business world, this is also very much desirable. Let's say you are doing a business or you have the office, yeah, you have clients, and then you have clients. When the clients enter your office, how do you react? How do you respond? You just sit idle, or you just move your body or gestures to make your clients or your customers feel pleasant, or you might be doing something physically, you often do something physically. So that's called kinetic, right? In business world, this is also very much desirable. Proximics, proximics. That's proximics is related to distance. All right. In business world, in everywhere, not only in business world, in your practical and personal life too, you also try to maintain the distance with the listeners. All right. So maintaining the distance is a kind of proximate communication. Like when you are talking to the mass, do you go very close to them or do you remain far away from them? That's very important for you to understand. Or when you have the friend very close, when you talk to a friend who is very close, you just compare the distance you have and the person who is not close but you are talking, the distance you maintain, is it the same or different? So the further the distance is, the bigger the distance is, uh, the differences in relationship, the differences in closeness, it shows. So the more close you are, the less distance you have. The further you are, the far of relationship you have with the customer, clients, people, or whatsoever. So that's called proximate communication. It's all about distance. All right. You are in the business world. Let me give an example from the business. You are in the business world. You are having you are conducting a meeting. So when you are conducting a meeting, where do you stand or where you sit, that also matters a lot. So if the person involved or the person participating in the meeting are very close to you, maybe the possibility is that you'll sit close to them, next to them, or him or her. But when you have to show the hierarchy, they have their one row of benches or chairs, or you maintain something. Your boss tries to maintain the distance. You keep they keep in the center other chairs. Yeah. I hope you understand. All right. Paralanguage. Previously I've talked using body language, like reacting, reacting and respond, not reacting, especially responding through body language, sometimes nodding a head, maybe raising hand. uh, that's called using body language or gestures, postures, that all shows, this is all related to paralanguage, that's body language, and that's also non-verbal communication. In business world also, that's very much meaningful. They convey the meaning, that contains meaning, in the sense that when you are talking to the clients, your customers, or also the people in your office, and how you maintain your body language is directly related to the relationship that you have with them, or type of business, or your goodwill you have in the marketplace. So that's also very essential, to maintain paralanguage, and that's also a kind of communication as a part of non-verbal communication. Other is haptic, touch by tossing. As a teacher, when I have small kids in the class, I often keep touching. I give a pat on the back when they do something. When they try to when they feel difficulty on experience, and I feel that they are feeling difficulty, I go and pat in the back and encourage them, him, her. That's a kind of haptic. It's a haptic way of communication. I mean, by touching. In the business world, that's also important. Whether you just join hands, you say namaste, namaskar, or you shake the hand. How you do, how you build a relationship, how you initiate the communication, that is determined by haptic touch of haptic way of communication. Somebody has come and you just join the hand, you say namaste, namaskar, good morning, good afternoon. This one way. Or you stretch your hand for the handshake. So these two have different meaning. So touching, I mean shaking hand, namaste, or patting, there can be different kind of touch, but there should not be bad touch. Be very sensible. It's a very big issue that might arise. Other is chromatic, using colors. When you are driving your car or riding bike or bicycling on the road, you see the traffic signal red, yellow, blue. So this is an example of chromatic. This is for the road signal, I mean for the traffic. In a classroom, we use I mean when we present the result, yeah, for the topper one with one color, or the for other color, or the for other colors. So that's a communication. That I using color, I try to communicate the people with the students that your position is there. All right. In a business world, if you are related to the business arena, you have experience that your company, your business world go to the market, go to the public with different colors. They make a prospectus in different colors. They use a logo with one colors. The company's color, the building's colors. I mean, they try to maintain their uniqueness trait using the color. So color itself becomes a tools to communicate for the communication. Yeah, and that's called chromatic. Chromatic communication is a part of non-verbal communication. Well, I have till now I have talked two different methods of communication. I have talked three different. First, verbal. In verbal communication, I said when you communicate by using language, word, sentence. I mean this language that we mean. That's called verbal communication. There are two types. Verbal communication is of two types. First, word communication. I mean talking by speaking. Written communication, talking, conveying message by writing. Second method is non-verbal communication. We communicate, but we don't use language, right? Maybe signs, symbols, gestures, uh, different elements of communication that might require in the context, and we use it. That's non-verbal communication. And we have categorized non-verbal communication five different ways. Kinesics, that means we communicate by moving. Proxemics, going close to the people. Paralanguage, using body language, gestures, posting, eye contact, and lots of things. Haptic, by touching. I've given example of patting, shaking hand, thumbs up, thumbs down. That lots can be, no, thumbs up and thumbs down can be in paralanguage, not in haptic. Chromatic, using different colors. All right. Yeah. So this is second method of communication. That's non-verbal communication. Thank you. Visual communication, the communication that appeals our eyes. When we communicate or when we understand by looking, watching, viewing something, that's called visual communication. It's related to eyesight. All right. So in visual communication, that might include some writing, text, or might not. The basic element of visual communication is the graph, chart, image, picture. That can be lots and lots things. Like when you are, let me give a very practical example. When you walk in the market, you see a big hoarding board. In the hoarding board, you see an advertisement of any product, of any company, and they give a big image. They give two bulb. Let's say example of two bulb. Two and three people, young people, enjoying, and there's a two bulb. The bottle, image of the bottle, two bulb wine, and very short text wherever you are. Okay, when result of anything is presented, maybe in a school, college, they present the graph also. Okay, when they have data to present, the boys, the girls, they present in a graph, pie chart, bar graph, the different graph, they take out different graph. That's also visual way of communication. By seeing the graph, chart, image, you can understand. Chart is the chart, pie chart, different things are there. Image, pictures. Okay, you see the symbol where there is no smoking areas, no smoking zone. I'm very poor at drawing. Okay, there's picture of cigarette, but it's crossed like this. Nothing is written over there. Don't mind my drawing. I'm very poor at drawing. We have to understand. We understand that this is no smoking or non-smoking zone, and we don't smoke. If you are a smoker, actually, I'm not a smoker. Thank you. So, using symbol also, yeah, using symbol, you can, you can understand that that's a visual communication. You might have experience in your personal life that when your friend or somebody, when he or she had somebody in his heart, somebody is a cross. So young people in upper secondary and the college, they use the symbol, they keep the symbols. I'm not symbol. They draw this kind of drawing, put in a papers, and they understand. Actually, I have never used. I didn't experience this sort of thing, and this is a symbol for their cross. Maybe uh, if somebody loves somebody and they draw the image, bring these pictures, and through the picture they express the love. This is just a symbol. I don't know what it means, but what I can understand that something, the arrow has pierced the heart, and which is only possible when somebody enters somebody else's heart. You might have experience, so you might be in that position too. Yeah, that can be different meaning. Yeah, if you go to the Red Cross office, uh, the two fingers about to catch kind of heart. That's just an image. Yeah, image, a symbol. Um, Heart, and maybe it's a kind of it might give the meaning of life-saving symbols. Actually, I haven't asked anybody, but I can guess since the Red Cross works on blood donation or some sort of things. Well, so that's also symbol, and through the symbol we understand. Yeah, there can be lots of things, but when we understand by seeing the picture, image, or anything, that's called visual communication. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel Learn with Ease Nilka Janakpur. Namaste.